Welcome to Live Interactive English. Hello everyone, I'm Karen.
And my name is Sydney, and today we are going to continue along with day 2 of our article titled Stop Falling for These Shocking Online Traps. All right, very, very important. So I think it was yesterday during day 1, we talked a lot about how these publications will use clickbait to essentially draw us into their trap of getting us to click on their article, on their headline. Some strategies we know they use are essentially rage bait, right? Something that's very outlandish and that sounds very ridiculous. Something maybe that's kind of talking about a celebrity that kind of gets us to gossip and click. And we know that these things, they're not that great, right? They kind of use us and they kind of bait us into clicking on their articles.
Exactly. And I think one of the negative things about clicking into the articles is that, you know, we really do waste our precious time. We could be doing something more, you know, efficient, productive with our time on the internet instead of just clicking into these, you know, clickbaits, and they are not even true. So I think today we're also going to look at some of the things or the signs that we can look out for when we see these headlines, these shocking headlines that a lot of people it's really hard for them to stop clicking into, right?
Yeah, absolutely. It kind of gets addicting after a certain point if you kind of keep clicking and clicking and clicking and you just can't stop, right? And then eventually you find yourself just in this world of clickbait and rage bait and kind of all this insanity and all this negativity, when if you kind of take your time, you slow down, you don't click too much, you take your time scrolling through these things, maybe read some of the captions, read some of the comments of people warning you about what the article actually is about. We could kind of save, I would say, a lot of our precious time.
Definitely, I agree with you. Okay, well, how about let's get into today's lesson and learn more about it.
All right, let's do it.
Clickbait isn't just annoying for you, the user. It also has potential negative effects on both society and the internet itself. The more people encounter misleading headlines or video titles on platforms like YouTube, the more skeptical they become of online information. This can even lead people to doubt truthful content. As platforms are filled with low-quality clickbait, once useful online spaces can feel like a waste of time. To avoid feeding the clickbait machine, look out for the following red flags. Headlines that put emotionally charged words in capital letters are usually trying a little too hard to grab your attention.
So today we are looking at day 2 of Stop Falling for These Shocking Online Traps. And we're going to learn much more about it, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I think we're going to dive a little bit deeper into some of the negative effects of clickbait. So let's find out. Clickbait isn't just annoying for you, the user, it also has potential negative effects on both society and the internet itself, which makes sense. I mean, if these articles and these publications are always kind of writing headlines that aren't necessarily true and their only intentions to draw us in, it makes sense that they wouldn't really have the most positive effect on society as a whole.
That's true.
All right, so our vocabulary word here is the word annoying, and that is an adjective. And annoying just means it can be very irritating, it can be very upsetting, sometimes even causing anger at times. Yeah. So for example, we could say slow internet speeds are annoying for anyone trying to work. Very true. Very, very true. Yeah.
It is very annoying.
It is.
And I get very, very frustrated when that happens.
Yeah.
Okay, let's continue with our article. The more people encounter misleading headlines or video titles on platforms like YouTube, the more skeptical they become of online information, because some of them are misleading, right? So to mislead, that is a verb. To mislead is to make someone think or do something wrong by not telling them the whole truth, like giving them bad direction or showing them something fake. An example sentence would be, the map app misled us and we ended up on the wrong street. That's right. And some of these headlines can can be really misleading as well, right?
Yeah, absolutely. They can be really misleading. And even when it comes to celebrities, I mean, if you really love someone and then you read a headline that's kind of negative about them, it gives misleading information and it might change the way that you kind of view that person as well.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go over to Hanny first and we will be right back.
Hello， 大家好，我是 Hanny， 今天要继续探讨 clickbait 诱饵式标题。那诱饵式标题它不光是很恼人，它也可能对社会和网络本身造成负面影响。越多人看到误导性标题，就会对网络资讯变得越怀疑。好，单字 annoying， 它是形容令人恼怒的、烦人的。那它是来自动词 annoy 就可以表达惹恼、使生气。我们也补充一个动词 irritate 它也可以表达使烦躁、激怒的意思。下一个单字 mislead， 这个动词表示误导，使点点点产生错误想法。三态是 mislead、misled。那么文中是用它的现在分词来当形容词，表达误导的。那我们接着回到课文中。
All right, thank you so much, Hanny. Now we are going to continue along with our article. So, this can even lead people to doubt truthful content as platforms are filled with low-quality clickbait. Once useful online spaces can feel like a waste of time, which is very true. If you keep seeing things that are not truthful and that are not honest, then it's gonna kind of make you doubt everything that you see. Yeah, and our vocabulary word here is the word truthful, and that is an adjective. And to be truthful just means to tell the truth or to be honest, right? Essentially the opposite of lying or being
deceitful?
Yeah, deceitful, essentially. So, for example, we could say, if you are truthful, people will be more likely to trust you.
And that is true.
Yeah.
And we want the articles that we read online to be truthful. We want to be able to believe everything, but we can't.
We can't. We can't, unfortunately. You're right.
That's okay, but we are smart, so we can make our own, good judgments.
Yeah.
Okay, to avoid feeding the clickbait machine, look out for the following red flags. Headlines that put emotionally charged words in capital letters are usually trying a little too hard to grab your attention. Okay, so these are one of the red flags to look out for. It's like a warning sign.
Yeah, exactly. Red flag warning sign. So if you see them, essentially maybe run away, click off, don't feed into it too much.
Exactly. So if you see the red flag, for example, if you see that, like, oh, this is maybe not true, then don't click into it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, let's go over to Hanny first and we will be right back.
刚刚说，越多人看到误导性标题，就会对网络资讯变得越怀疑，这甚至可能会让人怀疑真实的内容。当平台充斥着低品质的诱饵式标题内容时，会让人觉得看网络是在浪费时间。那为了避免助长诱饵式标题，同学们可以试着注意以下几个警讯，像是把煽动情绪的字词用大写标示在标题里，这通常就是很刻意要吸引你的注意。那么单字 truthful 它是形容真实的、诚实的。老师们说的 deceitful 则是形容欺骗的、不诚实的。那这边有一个重点是 look out for somebody or something， 它的不同意思。首先 look out for 它可以表达密切注意、留意。那它的名词用法我们可以用 be on the lookout for somebody or something。举例来说，Be sure to look out for pickpockets when visiting the market. 逛市集时，务必小心留意扒手。第二个，我们可以用它来表达照顾、关照，意思就相当于 take care of。例如 ，Parents are supposed to look out for their children. 父母应该要照顾好自己的孩子。好，那接回到课文中。
Thank you, Henny. And now we are back. Okay, so from our article so far, we know that, these clickbaits and these shocking headlines, these actually have some kind of negative effects on the society as a whole. However, though, there are some red flags that we can look out for, some of the warning signs that we can look out for. The first one we talked about is that if you see a headline in capital letters or a crazy font, they're probably trying a little bit too hard to get the clickbait.
Yeah, absolutely. That should be your red flag or your warning sign to maybe not read too much into the article. And I think in part 2, we're going to talk a little bit more about some red flags that we can look out for to kind of save us from falling victim to clickbait.
That's right.
So let's go on to part 2 of the article and we'll be right back.
numbered lists such as 7 things you need to know about losing weight are also a classic clickbait tactic. These pages often force you to click next again and again to keep reading the article. At best, this is a way for them to increase their clicks. At worst, a way to guide you towards an unsafe link. Knowing these signs makes it much easier to skip the clickbait and stick to content that genuinely deserves your time. Indeed, if enough of us stop falling for it, maybe we can kill off clickbait for good.
All right, we are back from our break, and we are going to continue along with our article and learning a little bit more about what red flags and warning signs to look out for so we don't fall victim to clickbait.
That's right. Okay, let's get started. Numbered lists such as 7 things you need to know about losing weight are also a classic clickbait tactic. These pages often force you to click next again and again to keep reading the article because I believe that a lot of us are trying to stay fit and trying to lose weight and we're trying to do our research. So if you see, like a headline like that, 7 things you can do to lose weight in 7 days, of course, you want to click into it.
Yeah, and it's always something insane like, losing weight in 7 days, which is extremely unhealthy, by the way. Please, please, please don't do that.
And it's not really possible.
It's not impossible, right? That sounds insane. All right, let's keep going. So at best, this is a way for them to increase their clicks. At worst, a way to guide you towards an unsafe link. All right, exactly. Because we know that essentially the more that we click through, and I think the longer we stay on a website or on an article, the more money they probably make, right? And unfortunately, the more that we do click, the more likely we are to kind of get led to an unsafe link as well.
That's right. Maybe like an unsafe site, right?
Yeah.
And you don't want to get into that. So we really do have to protect ourselves on the internet as well. Okay, let's go over to Hanny first and we will be right back.
另一个要注意的警讯是，有数字清单也是典型的诱饵式标题手法，像是这种减重你必须知道的7件事，或者是像 Karen 老师开玩笑说的7天减肥成功的7个妙招。Sydney 老师刚刚就用 insane 来描述这一类标题，那么 insane 就是形容疯狂的或者是精神失常的。那么课文提到说，这一类页面常常会迫使你不断的点击下一页、下一页、下一页，这样你才能继续阅读文章。那往好处说，这是在增加点阅数的方法。那么往坏处说，这会引导你点到不安全的连结。好，这边有一个重点 ，at best 它是副词片语，用来表达即使在最乐观的情况下所能得到的结果，往好的方面来看。那么反义词 at worst 则是表达往坏的方面来看，或者是最坏的情况。举例来说 ，The trip was at best unpleasant and at worst a nightmare。这趟旅行说好听是不愉快，说难听是一场噩梦。好，那接回到课文中。
Thank you, Hanny. And now we are back. Okay, let's go back to our article. Knowing these signs makes it much easier to skip the clickbait and stick to content that genuinely deserves your time. And that is true. So we're looking at this word here, genuinely, and that is an adverb. So genuinely means doing or feeling something in a real, true, or honest way, not in a fake or pretend way. An example sentence would be, Maria was genuinely happy to see her friend after many years. So that means that the smile that she put on her face was not fake. She was really happy, truthfully.
Yeah, all right. So our vocabulary word here is the word deserve. And deserve is a verb, which means to be worthy of something, or maybe someone is worthy of receiving something. So when we talk about articles and clickbait and things like that, we want to make sure that things that we're reading are actually deserving of our time and attention. So, for example, we could say, everyone agreed that Liam deserved a second chance. Okay, that can happen sometimes. All right, let's keep going. So indeed, indeed. If enough of us stop falling for it, maybe we can kill off clickbait for good.
Do you think that's possible?
You know, I don't know. I think we can all kind of come together as a society and kind of keep these red flags and warning signs in mind. But I think there will always be those few that still fall for it. So I think we can decrease the amount that we kind of fall for clickbait, but I don't know if we can get rid of it completely.
Probably not getting rid of it completely, but you're right, at least minimizing it, right?
Minimizing it, yeah, absolutely.
Okay, let's go over to Hanny first and we will be right back.
透过了解这些警讯，可以让我们更容易跳过诱饵式标题，专注在真正值得花时间的内容。那课文提到，如果有足够多的人不再上当，也许就能永远消灭诱饵式标题。老师们说，或许没办法永远消灭啦，但至少可以尽量减少这种情况。老师用到 minimize 这个动词，就表示最小化，使什么减到最低程度。而课文单字 genuinely这个副词表示真正的、确实或是真诚的。deserve 这个动词则表示应得、值得或是应受到。这边有一个重点是片语动词 kill off， 它当及物用，我们要看两个常见的意思，一个是表达彻底除去什么，完全摆脱某事物。例如 The pandemic killed off a lot of businesses， 疫情让许多企业纷纷倒闭。第二个，它可以表达把什么什么全部杀死、消灭殆尽。例如 There has been a lot of debate about what killed off the dinosaurs。 关于是什么造成恐龙灭绝，一直都有很多争论。好，那这会儿课文中。
Thank you, Hanny. And now we are back. Okay, so before we go today, we do have a what do you think question for everyone and also for you and for me as well. So the question is, what do you think is the most annoying thing about clickbait titles? What do you think?
You know, for me, I think the most annoying thing about clickbait titles is probably the super over-exaggerated ones. The ones where it's kind of like, I look at them and I'm like, no, who's actually going to fall for that? You know? Is this, do they really think that we're that gullible? You know what I mean? So I understand the point of them is to kind of be exaggerated, but when they're really over the top, I think that's the most annoying thing for me.
And then sometimes I think these clickbait titles are just so not truthful. And then you just feel like, oh, you're just reading a lie. And then maybe somebody is dying or somebody is, getting a divorce when it's they're totally fine.
They're totally fine. Exactly.
Yeah. So why would you want to make up a lie about somebody else's life just to get clickbaits? And I think that is the most annoying thing for me.
Yeah, absolutely.
But anyways, I think after this article and this lesson, I hope everyone can make your own judgment and try to stay away from clickbaits.
Yeah, hopefully. All right. We are going to review the article again, and we'll see you next time.
See you guys next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Clickbait isn't just annoying for you, the user. It also has potential negative effects on both society and the internet itself. The more people encounter misleading headlines or video titles on platforms like YouTube, the more skeptical they become of online information. This can even lead people to doubt truthful content. As platforms are filled with low-quality clickbait, once useful online spaces can feel like a waste of time. To avoid feeding the clickbait machine, look out for the following red flags. Headlines that put emotionally charged words in capital letters are usually trying a little too hard to grab your attention. Numbered lists such as 7 things you need to know about losing weight are also a classic clickbait tactic. These pages often force you to click next again and again to keep reading the article. At best, this is a way for them to increase their clicks. At worst, a way to guide you towards an unsafe link. Knowing these signs makes it much easier to skip the clickbait and stick to content that genuinely deserves your time. Indeed, if enough of us stop falling for it, maybe we can kill off clickbait for good.
最后我们来复习今天课文里的单字文法。单字的部分有 annoying， 它是形容令人恼怒的、烦人的。mislead 动词是指误导，使什么产生错误想法。 truthful 形容真实的、诚实的 ，genuinely 副词表示真正的、确实、真诚的 ，deserve 动词表示应得、值得或是应受到。文法的部分，第一个学到 look out for somebody or something 的不同意思。首先，它可以表达密切注意什么什么，留意什么什么。那么第二个可以表达照顾、关照。第二个学到了 at best， 它是副词片语，用来表示即使在最乐观的情况下所能得到的结果，或是往好的方面来看。第三个学到片语动词 kill off 搭当及物用，有看到两种常见的意思，一个是彻底除去、完全摆脱某事物，一个是把什么什么全部杀死、消灭殆尽。好，那以上是今天的讲解，同学别走开，马上回来哦。
Hey, 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 it's KiWi on the street. I'm Kiki. Hey, 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 it's KiWi on the street. I'm Kiki. And I'm Winnie. And today we're going to the supermarket.
Hey, Winnie, should we get a shopping cart to push the stuff around?
Nah, let's just get a basket. We're not getting that much.
Okay.
Welcome to the supermarket. Sorry. Today, we are going to be introducing you to some grocery store vocabulary, starting with a shopping basket. These are great for when you're only picking up a few items.
But if you're buying a lot of things and sometimes bulkier or heavier things, you can use a shopping cart.
Let's go over here. As you know, a lot of grocery stores have many, many rows of things. These are called aisles. In these aisles, you will find all of the products that they sell. And if you come over here, you'll see the racks. This is where we put all of the things that we're going to sell.
Now you don't have to worry when you go to the supermarket because you've learned a lot of new words to use at the grocery store.
And we hope you've had fun coming on this adventure with us to one of our favorite places, the supermarket. But that's all we have for today. Remember to follow us on Instagram and send us a DM or an email if there's something you want to say in English, but you just don't know how.
Kiwi later.